Today we're going to talk about how to properly adhere to FTC disclosure requirements as a social media influencer or creator. I'm Justin Moore. Welcome to Creator Wizard, your step-by-step guide to the business of being a creator. In this video, you're going to learn what the FTC is, why it's critical to properly disclose your partnerships, and the proper way to disclose for different types of posts like pictures, videos, and live streams. Before we get started, don't forget to click the link down below to get a downloadable checklist of all the things you need to consider when figuring out how much to charge for brand deals. So first of all, what is the FTC? So in the United States, the Federal Trade Commission, or the FTC, is a government body that enforces civil US antitrust law and promotes consumer protection. So how does this relate to influencers? Well, it's that last part about consumer protection. They're the ones who make sure that people aren't duped by misleading or false advertising practices. So the FTC mandates that you tell your followers anytime something of value is exchanged that could impact your recommendation of a product or service. Over the years, I've heard many creators gripe about having to disclose their sponsorships, which really never fails to surprise me, honestly. So first of all, it's the law, and the FTC has started handing out fines to both brands and influencers who fail to comply. But it also preserves your integrity and your relationship with your audience, right? So they know that you're honest when you provide them recommendations. So when should you disclose a partnership? Remember, it's anytime something of value is exchanged. So that doesn't necessarily mean money, right? So let's go through a few scenarios. What if the brand gives you a free product in exchange for a review? Well, yeah, you need to tell your followers that the item was gifted. What about if a brand pays you money for a post? Well, of course, right? Most people get that one. What about a free trip somewhere or a hotel stay? Well, absolutely, that's clearly something of value. What about other VIP perks? Like, let's say that you purchased tickets to some event and then you subsequently got connected with the PR manager who upgraded your tickets to even better ones, right? Well, if the requirement for that upgrade was that you had to post about the event on social media, you're gonna have to disclose that the perk was gifted. I get asked all the time by creators about a partnership that seems like it's kind of a gray area, whether they need to disclose or not, but my rule of thumb is just do it, right? There's seriously such little downside. Maybe a few, vocal fans get annoyed, but in the end, who cares? I mean, you're showing your integrity and being honest, and on the off chance that the FTC gets involved, at some point you're covered. So how should you properly disclose a partnership? There's some pretty simple guidelines. So number one is just place it where it's impossible to miss. Number two is don't bury or mix the disclosure into a group of hashtags or links. And number three is just use simple and clear language like thanks to Acme for sponsoring this video, or thanks to Acme for sending this free makeup palette. And of course for text-based disclosures, you can just use hashtag ad or hashtag sponsored. Don't use hashtag SP or hashtag spawn or hashtag collab or say that I'm working with the brand. These are all pretty unclear, and the FTC has actually said that, because the average person doesn't really understand what those mean. So let's talk about a few placement examples. So for pictures, a disclosure in the caption is great. So for video, you need to verbally disclose at the beginning of the video and in the caption. For a live stream, you need to disclose in the caption and verbally multiple times periodically in case someone jumps in the middle of your stream. A few other things that the FTC cautions: don't talk about your experience with a product that you've never tried. If you thought the product was terrible, you can't say it's great. And you can't make up claims about a product that would require proof that the brand doesn't have, like, it cures these 8 diseases or something. So if you're interested in reading more details about all of this, the FTC actually put together a really helpful guide that I linked below about the proper way to disclose on social media. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It would mean so much to me if you shared this video with another creator who you think might find it helpful. And please subscribe and hit that notification bell to be alerted every time I upload a new video. And if you have any questions about how to properly disclose a partnership on social media to be in compliance with the FTC, leave a comment down below, and you are one step closer to becoming a creator wizard. Don't forget, if you want insider tips on how to grow your business as a creator and diversify your income, click the link in the description to join our free newsletter. You'll get exclusive videos, worksheets, and insights on the influencer marketing landscape, access to special product discounts, first look at upcoming courses, and more.